Hi, it's a pleasure to talk with you again today. You know, this past week, I was sitting with a client. The client was asking me point blank, what is a good assessment? I have these managers, these leaders, and we really want to get better information about these people. And I shared with them that in today's world, you want to hire for job fit. And the person turned to me and said, John, what's really job fit? And I said, well, job fit is when you can measure that person's unique thinking style, how you can measure the unique behavioral characteristics of the job, and the interests that person has. When you can do that and you can find an assessment to do that, you really have the actionable data that you're going to be wanting to use to help you make that decision. Now, any assessment data should only be 1/3 of the process. It's never the end-all to be-all. But if you pick an assessment, let me give you an example. There's a company called Profiles International. They have an assessment called the Profile XT, and it measures those three characteristics: thinking style, behavioral interest, or the behavioral interest, and the behavior traits. Now, people say, well, what about the validity? Can we use that in our company? Well, what's nice is that when you pick an assessment that's been nationally validated, this assessment happens to have over 900,000 people in its database. And we know that it's valid for race, gender, sex, all the different things from that standpoint. So we know that that's the right kind of assessment. Now you come back and you say, okay, we got the assessment, but don't we have to do something specific for our company? Well, that's where you come in and you create the predictive benchmark. And what you want to do is, in most companies, you have assessment data, but now you want to be able to say, let's compare that assessment data against our top performers. Well, there's a way you can do that by identifying those top performers, and then off of those top performers also assessing some lesser performers. Out of that, you can create a predictive benchmark, and at that time, take your actionable data, apply it against that benchmark, and you'll be able to see where there's gaps and how they match up. Now, what's nice is that you don't have to be a psychologist. When you use a tool such as this, you can literally go in and have interview guides, coaching reports, succession planning reports. Now, all of a sudden, you've taken your frontline leaders who have to be good interviewers and good hires, and you just gave them the tools necessary for success. Again, when you're thinking about assessments, two things I want you to think about: validity, and I want you to think about job match. Is the tool you're using, do they have those characteristics? Do they create tools for you so that you can actually enable your managers to be successful in the hiring process? Thank you again. I hope this was a help to you today.
Talk to John Bradford by calling area code 254-399-5551 or send an email to john.bradford@profilesmail.com.